Hot Wheels showcase time. This is every Mclaren 720S and Mclaren Senna. And we'll start it off with our very first release of the Mclaren 720S, and it's the one from the 2018 Hot Wheels line. And you can see this one is in this gorgeous burnt orange colorway for it right here. You can see it's got these wheels right there. Nice detail on the front headlights for this one. There it is all around. We've got the smoked out windows in the top right there. And from the back end, we don't have any painted detail for the rear, but still looks pretty good. And there we have Mclaren 720S. It was licensed in 2017, released in 2018. So that's our very first Mclaren 720S. We'll start it right at the very top of our board right here. Also in 2018, we had this white one released right here in the 2018 Hot Wheels main lines. And here we have it. And I really like this one. The white with the blacked out wheels and the chrome lip on there. I think it looks fantastic. Front looks really, really nice. I think the 720S suits white as a colorway. It looks really nice. Again, no detail for stamping or anything on the rear, but we might get some in the future. Stay tuned. There's your bottom base for it. Pretty much the same as the orange one right there, but I think white, personally, I liked a little bit better than that orange one. So we'll put the white one right there beside it. For 2019, we had the Metal Flake Lantana purple colorway right here. I have it beautiful looking in a metallic purple colorway. We got the 10-spoke gray wheels on there. And I think, purple, this is kind of like about the time when like purple started getting really popular on supercars and hypercars, and the McLaren Lantana purple I think did a fantastic job at the colorway for it. So it's a really nice one. That's kind of when I started liking purple on cars. I think it looks really nice. Staying in 2019, we have our very first McLaren 720S Zamac, and check it out right here. Gorgeous looking in the Zamac finish right there. So it's kind of like an unfinished paint job, but then glossed over, and I think it looks fantastic. All of these Zamac cars that come out, they're all unfortunately Walmart exclusive, so hard to get if you don't live in the United States and you don't go to Walmart, but nonetheless, a lot of them do appear online, so you can somehow pick it up, then you should. I think these ones are really, really nice, and I'm loving our first Zamac 720S, and we'll put that one right down there below the first release. And for 2020, we had the mainline that was a Fast and Furious Series 1, and that one is in this nice gray colorway right here. And if we have a look at it, you can see it's a very metallic colorway of this gray, looking really, really nice. Really shines in our lights right there. Blacked out 10-spoke wheels on here, which I think look pretty good on it. And you know what? I think the gray color shows the car nicely. Wouldn't be my first choice for a colorway of this one. Our bottom base looks pretty much the same on most of these anyway. So there you have it. What do you guys think of the gray one that we have right here? We'll put that one right below the white one. And for 2021, we had our first premium McLaren 720S from the Fast and Furious Eurofast series. And this one was also in like a grayish type color. It's almost exactly the same. Actually, you know what? We're going to grab these down and do a little comparison here, and let's just see. Pretty similar, maybe slightly lighter on here, maybe a little bit less metallic. I don't know. They're very, very similar colorways. You guys let me know what you think of that comparison right there, but we'll put that one back. And you can see this one, it's got the nice 10-spoke wheels on there, and they are real Rodder slicks. And you can see this one also has a metal base, which all the other ones had plastic bases. So it is a full premium. You can see the nice lights right there on the front end. And we look on the back, and we finally have some details right there of the 720S. So we have the painted exhaust tips, the lights, and all of that. And you know what? Let's actually just grab this one again so we can see our comparison. Actually, we did have the painted tail lights on that one too. I didn't notice. So let's actually go back to our very first one, and that'll give us a better idea of how much detail that they started putting into them. So pretty cool that we have nothing painted or stamped or anything, and then we have it all nicely done on that one right there. So we'll go ahead and throw those ones back. Our first premium one right up there for our 6th McLaren 720S. And for 2021, we had the factory 500 horsepower set, and we had this gorgeous looking Polaris blue McLaren 720S, and here it is. And I love this colorway on this. I think it looks so good. Suits the car very nicely right here. There we have the nice stamping on that front end right there. The 10-spoke gray wheels, which we've seen these ones pretty commonly through our 720Ss. And on the back, we didn't get any detail. They went away from that detail again, which is interesting to see. And this is just a basic set, though. It's not a premium set or anything like that. But still, the colorway on that one looks amazing. I just absolutely love that color. I love seeing it. So we'll put that one right there as our 7th McLaren 720S. And for 2022, we had the McLaren Car Culture 2-pack, which included a 720S and a Senna. And here is the 720S from that one. So it is, again, back to a premium one. We see those 10-spoke wheels, but these are more of a premium 10-spoke wheel on there. And these ones are the Real Rider slicks with the metal base, as you can see on this one right here. And then on the back, we do have the nice painted exhaust tips and tail lights. So we got good detail for those ones right there. On the front end, we even got the little McLaren logo. All that. I think it looks really good. I'm not like a huge fan of the colorway, to be completely honest. Wouldn't be my first choice of color for a 720S, but still nonetheless, as a premium, and these wheels I think look really good on it. So we'll give it a pass there. So we'll put that one just right up there in our 8th McLaren 720S. In 2023, we had the Car Culture Speed Machine set, and we had the McLaren 720S in orange. And here we have it right here. And this is a very unique one. And if you're familiar with the Speed Machine series or Speed Machine set, you know that this is a premium car and it's a premium release, except it does not have real riders. It's plastic tires on there, and that's just an ode to the original Speed Machine set. We do have that metal base on there, so it is definitely a premium. It's got premium nice orange paint job on there, and orange is a proper color for a McLaren. I think it looks really good. It's nice metallic orange, great stamping for those front lights. It looks really nice. The rear end looks kind of cool, and then they've got that kind of chopped off black paint job that kind of comes up right there. So it's a unique colorway for this one, and I think it looks really cool. I like it. Love the orange, the proper orange on McLarens. And for 2024, it's our most recent release of the McLaren 720S, and it is a Zamac colorway from the NFT Garage Series 8. And here we have it. So it is a Zamac finish, but then it does have some really nice colorway on there. Love the black painted spoiler on there. Really, really nice wheels with the orange lip on there. McLaren writing on the side. All different types of colorway and stuff. Look at that even from the top end. This is definitely a premium car. Very, very nice looking. Great paint on that rear end. Even says McLaren right back there too. The bottom base, it is a nice metal bottom base as well. And are these real riders? They are, yeah, they are real riders on there as well. So full on premium. And actually, we should compare this one to the regular mainline Zamac right there. So you can see two different Zamac releases that they had, but two very, very different series. One being premium and one not. But great looking. I mean, the Zamacs just show the lines of the cars so nicely, and we can see even the detail difference on the rear end right there. There you go. Very cool though. I really do enjoy those, and we'll have to put that one right there as our 9th McLaren 720S and our final version. Hopefully we'll get some more colorways of it in the future. McLaren Senna, our very first release was in 2019, and we have it in the Victory Gray colorway in the Hot Wheels mainlines. And there we have it. They call it Victory Gray, but it's kind of like a very bluish gray colorway for it. I'm not really sure to say. I'm not a huge fan of the colorway on it. I don't think it's the best. I think this was actually the launch color of the real life McLaren Senna. But nonetheless, a great looking casting. I mean, the Senna is kind of a love it or hate it. I love it because I think it is amazing for functionality of the car. You have to appreciate the functionality of a Senna. It's a great track weapon car. And you can see our very early release, Not much detail for those front lights. A lot of people disappointed with the front lights when this casting first released. The rear's not too bad. Love the big wing on there, but that's our very first colorway. We do have 12 different colorways of the McLaren Senna, so we're going to fill this whole board up right here. And our second one is an orange release and was also in 2019. And there we have it in real life right here. Beautiful colorway. I love, like I said, I love orange, like the proper McLaren orange, and that is a very proper McLaren orange colorway for it. McLaren logo on the front end. Again, they kept the same casting, no detail on those front lights or no cutout or anything like that, unfortunately, but still the colorway looks fantastic. And I didn't show you the bottom base, so we'll show you the bottom base of both of these, which should be very similar. So you can see this casting licensed in 2018, first released in 2019. Same with that one right there. They should all say that. There we go. So you have our very first two. I definitely love the orange one of those first two releases. And then 2020 came around in the Hot Wheels mainliners from the Nightburner series. We have this white one right here. It's called Silica White. And you can see this one. There is some differences in detail, and I'll show you that right here in a second. But other than that, white with blacked out wheels, fantastic looking. Great detail on that rear end for those lights. And check out the cuts in the front. Very different for those lights right there. So they definitely retooled this casting pretty quickly. Let's go back to our kind of grayish blue one. And you can see how much they've indented the cut on the front lights right there. So they changed it up. They heard the feedback from the people and they said, you know what? We got to make those front lights look better. And they did do so. Although they didn't paint them, they still made them kind of stick out a little bit more. And we'll see some painted ones coming up here though. But whites, I think looks really, really good on the Senna. So that's a cool colorway for that one. And just like the 720S, our fourth release was a Zamac, and it is a 2020 release from the Hot Wheels Zamac line. And there we have it right there. So looking really, really nice. Like I said, Zamac cars I really like because they show the lines of the cars very, very beautifully. So you can see just the lines of the Senna. And there's so many different lines of the McLaren Senna. It's definitely a crazy looking car. And also, I haven't mentioned the one unique feature is the see-through windows, which they did carry into the Hot Wheels car as well. Blacked out wheels with the colored lip on there. We got the new retooled front end on this one, of course, as well. They went away with that old casting, but yeah, Zamac. Looking very, very nice. Walmart exclusive as well. That's our fourth release of the Senna. Staying in 2020, one of the nicest release of the McLaren Senna is the Hot Wheels ID in a Spectra Flame blue paint job. And here we have it. And I love the colorway on this one. Just check out the Spectra Flame paint. Just check out how that just shines. And then look at those front lights. We finally got the new retooled casting with the painted front lights. The wheels, I think, look fantastic on here. I love the tires and all of that one. Great detail on that rear end and just a nice colorway. And I just love how we have now the front painted headlights. And the bottom, because it's a Hot Wheels ID car, we've got that ID chip on the inside. So it's definitely a different bottom, more of a premium one. It does still have the plastic tires on there. They're not real riders, but yeah, definitely, in my opinion, the nicest release of the Senna. I mean, my favorite, there are still some nice ones coming up, but personally, I love the Hot Wheels ID release. That one's going to go right below our orange McLaren Senna. For 2021, we had the quarter mile finals set, and we had a Volcano Yellow Senna. And Volcano Yellow became very popular on the McLaren P1, but I love how they've carried it over into a Senna. You guys know yellow is my favorite color, so I love the look of yellow supercars. And I mean, coming from the ID one when you had those painted front lights and now we have them unpainted, it's hard to really love any of the other Sennas, but I do understand. I mean, it is costly to do it. This is more of a basic set. It's not a premium set or anything at all, but the blacked out wheels, the 10-spoke blacked outs, I think look really good. Very similar to the white casting. If we grab that white one down again, you can see side by side, they're very, very similar as far as colorway. I mean, obviously white versus yellow, but the wheels and everything, they look very, very similar. But I don't know. It's hard to say which, would I go with the white or the yellow personally? I don't know. I probably got to go with the yellow. I think the yellow on a Senna, it's kind of unique. We don't really see many yellow Senna in real life either. So I think it's an interesting color for a Senna. For 2021, we had the Car Culture Exotic Envy set, and we had this gray variation of the McLaren Senna, and it is a premium, of course, right there. So with the premium one, we do have the front painted lights again. And this one, this colorway really shows the lines of that front painting right there. Really, really shows nicely. Love that black bottom base right there that goes all the way around. I think it suits it very nicely. You can see the metal Reel Rider slicks on there for that base. There it is right there, but not bad. It's kind of like they call it a gray. It's, to me, this is a very light blue, but again, you guys know I'm colorblind, so I'm not the best at telling you which colors they are, but they call it a gray. I think it's a very light blue. You guys tell me in the comments what color you think it is, but it's still a beautiful car. I like the colorway on that one. That one's not too bad. And then we go into 2022 and we had a mainline set, and this one is in a blue, and it's similar to our previous colorway, but this one they actually do call it a blue, and this is more of a mainline one. So we have the same 10-spoke blacked out wheels as the white and the yellow right there. So just another variation of that one. No painted front lights or anything like that on there, but still, yeah, this is probably more blue. I don't know. Let's compare them side by side. Yeah, now I can tell the difference. Yeah, this is definitely a lot more blue. That's definitely more, I mean, it's kind of gray with some greenish in there. But now that we have like an actual blue one, yeah, okay, I'll give it to them on the real colors. Not bad though. The blue looks pretty good. I still prefer the darker blue on the ID one though. 2022 McLaren Car Culture 2-pack. We showed you already the 720S from that 2-pack, and now this is the Senna from that 2-pack right there. And this one, it's looking pretty good. This one is in like they call it like a metal flake black, and you can see it's definitely very metallic. I'm trying to show you the shine of it in the lights there, but there you go. I love these wheels. These are one of my favorite wheels that Hot Wheels makes, so that's kind of cool on there, but great detail. It is a premium one, and you can even see, look at how they've detailed all around the cabin. That's really cool. The side detail is really nice. I just don't think black suits a Senna very well. It really hides all the exotic lines of it. Great painting on the front lights though, but although they do have these kind of highlighted colors all around, actually do make it stand out pretty nicely. And this one being I would say a very light black colorway on there. And it is metal, so we do have the metal base and the Reel Rider wheel tire combination on there. But yeah, I think this one's okay. I mean, I would say it's mid as far as the premium castings for the Senna go. And for 2023 release, we had the Hot Wheels Riff Rally Collector's Set. So if you bought a Riff Rally with the collector edition car in it, then you got the McLaren Senna, and it is in a Spectra Flame Volcano orange color. So very, very detailed, very premium colorway. The same wheels as our previous one right there. So nice combination on those wheels. I think it looks good. Painted in the front, and look at the colorway that they've done on the front right there. And if you kept the box for it, comes in like a collector box for this one, but just a really, really cool colorway for this one. Probably one of the most rare of the McLaren Sennas, probably one of the harder ones to get, more valuable ones, but still, it's a fairly nice colorway in that Spectra Flame orange, and the premium feel of this one is definitely one of the top tier premium ones for our Senna editions. For 2024, we had the Hot Wheels Motor Show 5-pack, which included this black McLaren Senna with the yellow-lipped, I would say it's a yellow-lipped wheel on there, but it's a very black one, just a nice glossy black colorway. It is just in a basic 5-pack, so no painting on the front lights right there, but overall, I like this one. I know I said I didn't really like the Sennas in black because it hides the lines, but I think it being just so stealthy black with just that colored lip on the wheel, I don't know. I just think that looks super, super cool. I think the black with all the different lines and cuts and stuff on there from the color, it's not great, but this one is really, really nice. And I was super excited to get this 5-pack to get this Senna in there. I bought it specifically for this Senna because it's just a great looking colorway. So that's our nice 11th McLaren Senna. For 2025 release, the Fast and Furious McLaren Senna in an orange colorway. It's our most recent, newest Senna. And this one is pretty nice. The color, I have to say though, for me on the Senna is kind of mid. It doesn't really show like super well on camera, but it's kind of like a very light, flat orange color. It's not like a vibrant orange like our second release Senna. I like that orange better. I like the orange on that 720S Speed Machines, but this one's just more of a flat orange, which I'm not a huge fan of at all. It's maybe in the Fast and Furious, sure. Wheels though look pretty good on there. I do like it. It is a premium, so we got the metal base, the Real Rider wheel tire combination on there, and yeah, not too bad. Again, another mid premium. So let's go ahead and talk about my two favorites, one from each one. From the 720Ss, my favorites, I mean, it's easy to say that the NFT would be a great one or a favorite one, but you know what? I got to give it to the color of this blue McLaren Senna. Or sorry, McLaren 720S. I just said Senna so much, so I'm saying Senna. But yeah, for 720S, that's definitely my favorite colorway on that one. And you guys know for the Senna, I already said it, it's the Hot Wheels ID. Yes, I'm picking two blue ones, I know, but the Spectra Flame Blue on this Hot Wheels ID one is fantastic. The detail on those lights looks fantastic. The wheel tire combination is great. I think that's the one right there. That's one of the best Sennas ever released. But you guys comment down below and let me know which one's your favorite and which cars you want to see all the colorways of next.